current petrol scarcity in some states in Nigeria has been attributed to adulterated fuel in circulation across the country. Although authorities have not responded to these claims and until now, a statement has indeed come out where authorities have said, yes, it truly is the fact. There has been adulterated circulation of fuel, and that's why we have so many people stranded, queues all over the states and so on. And now we're talking about a high fuel containing a sulphur, and not forgetting to affecting different cars. If you've been on social media, you will see these and much more. But in the meantime, let's have our man who joins us here this morning. But before we go to him, let's take a look at the fact that, Oluchi, this particular story is gathering a lot of eyeballs. People are talking about it right now, especially this morning, and how you get to work is indeed a challenge.
It hasn't been indeed a challenge since Monday, Joe. I mean, over the weekend, a lot of people suspected the scenario of this fuel scarcity, but by Monday, it hit us deeply because a lot of us had to come to work. But we have this package from Nii Omoni, our News Central's correspondent.
A few days into the recent fuel scarcity in some states across Nigeria, stations dispensing fuel get fewer. Long queues persist as motorists spend hours waiting their turn to purchase petrol, even when they have their money.
They say it's scarcity of fuel, and I don't know. According to my own point of view, I think maybe the reason why we're having this issue is due to the election coming up next year. So they are trying to balance up things. I don't know.
I've been here for, let me say, 5 hours precise. But the truth is this. If you can see what is going on, you will see the queue, everybody fighting to get fuel. If we can come out in mass in this manner, all because we want to have a fuel, I believe if we use the same mindset to come out for a protest to know why, this kind of a thing is happening in a great country like this, Nigeria, there should be a solution.
From News Central's investigations, 180,000 metric tons of PMS was delivered off-spec from 2 direct sale direct purchase partners and passed by inspectors contracted to perform all inspections on behalf of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC.
Well, now that we have that big challenge, we do have our man who joins us here, Bernard Akide. A statement has been released, most definitely. And let's get to hear what is happening right now. Bernard, thank you for being here with us this morning on Breakfast Central. Now, you also made your way to work, and I do recall on Monday we talked about this in the news at 9 a.m. And here we are again, still scarcity. You still have a lot of people who are stranded on the roads. But what is this current statement made by the NNPC?
Thank you, Joe, and good morning, Oluchi. So as at Sunday evening, Monday morning, and Tuesday morning yesterday, it wasn't clear what exactly the issue was concerning the scarcity of PMS, talking about premium motor spirits, which most of us call petrol in Nigeria. Just like you saw in that report, many people were not sure as to what was going on. It was just speculations as to some kind of contamination in petrol that had been delivered or that had been what's the word now, that have been purchased by certain marketers. There were videos going on social media of people pouring some petrol into containers, and you could see how very, very contaminated or diluted the petrol looked like. As at Monday, there was a statement by a spokesperson from the NNPC saying that petrol wasn't scarce in the country, that there was enough supply to go around and consumers should avoid panic buying. But as at late last night, early this morning, it was clear that there definitely was some contamination in certain amounts of petrol that was purchased and delivered across the country. So because of that, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has tried to recall some of this contaminated petrol. So of course, in recalling this petrol, there now is a gap, or should I say a lag, that has been created such that there are certain fuel stations that cannot sell because their product is contaminated, and there are others who can sell. So the pressure on those that can sell is really high. So now you have more people buying from fewer filling stations, and that's what's causing the gridlocks and the long queues. But then again, of course, trust Nigerians and particularly Lagosians. Once we see that there's a little queue here, we're thrown into panic buying. And that's what the NNPC has said we should try to avoid. Panic buying is one thing. And then, of course, where there's panic buying, the resultant effect is black marketing. Like you saw in that report as well, the people coming out with all sorts of colors and sizes and shapes of kegs and jerry cans, trying to buy and store and sell at higher prices, which, of course, as we know, is called black marketing. So basically, this is what has put Lagos State, particularly a neighboring Ogun State and parts of Abuja and some other states into the mayhem and pandemonium that we have noticed in the past few days.
Right, Bernard, panic buying is what you have come out to say. Now, they have released a press statement talking about the higher level of methanol in in concentration in terms of the components that shouldn't be at that level, and hence the need to stop the sale of, or to stop the distribution of the product. Now, they have moved on to do what is called contact tracing. And contact tracing means that they need to trace where all the stations that this product has moved to. Who is or who should be held responsible for for things like this in situations like this?
So that's the million-dollar question, or in Nigeria, should I say the million-naira question? Anyway, because first of all, we were talking yesterday in the studio about consumer protection. Several times we've seen where consumers of certain products have been affected by contaminated goods or adulterated goods or substandard goods, and then people have come out to complain, but nothing has been done about it. One would expect that from contact tracing, just like it was done when COVID pandemic really hit, where the stakeholders were able to find how so persons or so people contacted the virus, where they've been, who they've come in contact with. It's the same format that is being used here, where the marketers or the retailers, are being traced, and then you find out where they got their own stock from, where they got their own PMS from, and then we'll be able to know who purchased what, and eventually how come they were able to get some kind of contaminated petrol. That's the whole idea or the trick used in contact tracing here. But again, to answer your question on who should be held responsible, there's so many theories. Should it be the NNPC? This morning I heard on radio some people were calling for the head of the Minister of Petroleum and asking why he hasn't come out to say anything just yet. So some are saying, the minister himself. Others are saying the head of the NNPC. Some are saying the PPPRA. There's so many people, connected in this particular issue. It's the petroleum industry is a very large one. It's one of the industries that Nigeria thrives on. So there are so many people that should be in this particular, will I call it, network of issues that we're having concerning this contaminated petroleum. But one thing is certain. People have suffered losses. People have had their car engines, go bad, generator engines go bad, and people are just seeking redress, basically.
All right. So normally, everyone would expect that the Minister of State and Petroleum talk about this particular situation. We're talking about Timothy Silva, but unfortunately, there has been no statements that has come from him. And most importantly, everyone is starting to wonder that the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources of Nigeria has not made a statement. However, do we see this ending anytime soon, or do you think this would actually spring into the weekend?
To be honest, if we go by, excuse me, if we go by what the NNPC spokesperson said on Monday, and everything is arranged accordingly, I don't see this lasting too long. All that will be done is that the adulterated petrol or the adulterated products will be phased out, and then more products will be supplied. Again, going by what the NNPC said on Monday, there's enough of the product to go around. All that would happen, in my prediction, is most people will buy. Some will buy more than they even need. And then after that buying, eventually, you can't store so much petrol. There's just so much you can store up. So after everybody has bought and stored what they want or what they need, there will still be enough petrol going around for people to buy. And then the adulterated one will be phased out. I do not think that this would last for so long. Well, I do not expect that it will last for so long anyway. So after a few days, I want to believe that it will clear. But there is something that's been ignored. Now, as of yesterday, an association called NARTO, or NATO as they are called, which not many people are familiar with, put out a statement. Now, NATO is the umbrella organization of all commercial vehicle owners in Nigeria who engage in haulage of petroleum products, general cargoes, and movement of passengers within the country and also the West African sub-region. Now, they have come out to complain that if the federal government does not attend to this situation in good time, that they may be calling for an industrial action. Now, that will be a bigger problem to worry about, because this means that if this particular problem is not solved on time, then even the movement of the available petroleum products will now be halted by the organization that should be moving them. So I think that's an issue that is being ignored for now. So the onus lies on the government and the appropriate government agencies who are in charge or who will be in charge of mopping up and cleaning out these adulterated products and ensuring that the rest of the, of the clean and properly refined product gets to Nigerians properly and as at when due. And then again, finally, I'd like to close with saying that, just like Oluchi raised earlier, who will be held accountable for people who have suffered losses? As at this morning, there was something in one of the dailies saying that some people want to press charges. Who do they press charges against? Where do they press these charges? Who's going to pay for the damages that they have lost? That is the question on many lips as at this morning.
Thank you so much, Benedict Kide, and we'll look forward to hear from you again as we follow with this story, chaotic situation, of course, causing economic hardship as well to citizens. Thank you for joining us here on Breakfast Central.
Always a pleasure.